gentlemen, welcome to Wednesday Night Storm. We are starting off with an incredible match for the Cruiserweight Championship. Will Ospreay finally gets his hands on Buddy Murphy in a match that Murphy cannot get himself disqualified from. I don't know if we're going to see Blade Runner involvement, but they seem to be having their own issues with Alpha right now. This could be the opportunity for Will Ospreay to finally get his hands on the Cruiserweight Championship once again and prove to everyone that he is one of the greatest Cruiserweight champions in the history of this company, and that Buddy Murphy has been a letdown of a champion. And you won't have to sell me very hard on that one. Speaking of Buddy Murphy, here is the Cruiserweight champ, although coming out without his belt, and this is exactly what Will Ospreay was talking about. This is exactly what he was referring to. No respect for the belt, no respect for the division. That's who Buddy Murphy is. This is what he does. So, you know, this, again, as an unbiased commentator, I can't root for anybody, but all I can say is Will Ospreay certainly will represent the division better than Buddy Murphy, who is coming out alone, by the way. I don't know if that's going to be the case the whole match. We'll just have to see. The Cruiserweight Championship is on the line in the opener of an incredible Wednesday Night Storm. This match is Falls Count Anywhere, and Murphy immediately gets laid out by that giant kick from Will Ospreay, and Murphy now tosses Ospreay out of the ring, and immediately we are going to get some action here at ringside. That was definitely to be expected between these two men. They've obviously had so many issues between the two of them, so I would have expected to see something like this. Big drop kick from Buddy Murphy. Murphy has held the Cruiserweight Championship since Bash at the Beach, but he has defended it only 3 times since then. Certainly not what you would expect from a Cruiserweight champion. The Cruiserweight title has always been one that has been defended frequently and with pride. And when you look at former champions like Rey Mysterio, Prince Puma, that is absolutely the case. Wow, look at that. Big combination from Buddy Murphy. Floors Ospreay, and Murphy once again tossing Ospreay out of the ring. It makes a lot of sense why Ospreay would want to be in. Ospreay kicks out before the referee could even get set. It would make a lot of sense why Ospreay wants to be in the ring. Of course, so much of his offense is built around his ability to spring off the ropes, come off the top, and you lose a little bit of that effectiveness, obviously, when you're at ringside. But we've talked so much about Ospreay putting some weight on, adding some muscle. Look at this. Murphy tried to go for a power bomb, and Ospreay turns it into a sunset flip. Ospreay has him pinned. Murphy rolls it back, sits down on Ospreay. Ospreay once again reverses the momentum. Murphy comes back. 4 in a row now. Ospreay was in trouble there, rolls it back onto Buddy Murphy's shoulders, and finally, Murphy is able to break the cycle. And look at that, Ospreay taking the page out of the legend killer Randy Orton's playbook. How about that? He's trying to go for that big standing cutter that Randy Orton, of course, has made famous across his career. Ospreay is a student of the game. And to get back to what I was saying earlier, on top of everything else, he's added the muscle. He has some added strength to compete with Murphy. But Murphy now looking to put things away. Murphy's Law. Right in the middle of the ring, Buddy Murphy trying to put away the challenger, and Ospreay kicks out. Ospreay defiant and gets his left shoulder up. This is why I think Ospreay and so many of us are so disappointed in Murphy. He is so talented. He's so great in the ring, but you don't always see it from him. Ospreay gets that chair out, and Murphy out to meet him. We could be having an issue with that chair. That's the first weapon we've seen in this match. Of course, no disqualifications. All weapons are illegal. However, these two want to use them. What we're seeing right now is a perfect example of Buddy Murphy's ability in the ring, or in this case, outside of the ring. And so it is disappointing that, he doesn't get to show that all the time. Look at Ospreay now. Look at that strength. Into the TKO. Buddy Murphy has always been known as one of the stronger cruiserweights in the world, and Ospreay, look at that. He was waiting for Murphy to try to get the kick in, and Ospreay now rolls him into a single leg crab. Murphy trying to crawl over to the ropes and instead uses that momentum to throw himself over. So yes, Murphy has been known traditionally as one of the stronger cruiserweights in the world, but very, very quickly, Will Ospreay is coming up to meet him. Look at this. Murphy has Ospreay now in an awkward position. Knee is right onto Ospreay's lower back, and Murphy wrenching back on Ospreay's jaw. And the aerial assassin just able to get himself out of that situation. Leapfrog from Murphy, and now Murphy, oh my goodness. Massive knee strike from Murphy, and now targeting the knee of Ospreay. Makes a lot of sense. Of course, Ospreay might make such great use of that springiness in his legs. Look at this. Ospreay catches the boot into the powerbomb. I told you about the strength. And Ospreay once again decides to leave the ring, and he thought better of it. Looked like maybe he was going to go out, and a rare moment of indecision for Ospreay may have just caught him. May have just cost him. Murphy hits with the lariat, and Ospreay, now look at that, deep arm drag. Well done from the aerial assassin. This has been an interesting game plan for Will Ospreay, not one that I would have expected from him. Ospreay now setting up in the corner, and Ospreay going for the flip DDT. He's used so many different moves to put men away in the past. That's one of them, but he's not going to stick right there, and this is the smart play. You know that you need more than that to beat Buddy Murphy, and Ospreay thinks he has it. Stormbreaker! Ospreay hooks the far leg to win the Cruiserweight Championship. Ospreay has done it! Will Ospreay is the new Cruiserweight Champion. What a performance from the aerial assassin. It was falls count anywhere. Both men nearly ended each other on the outside of the ring. But in the end, Will Ospreay uses his advantage inside the squared circle and puts away the Cruiserweight Champion, Buddy Murphy. A Stormbreaker ends it after Ospreay kicked out of that Murphy's Law. What a performance from the aerial assassin. And Will Ospreay, for the third time in his career, is the GAW Cruiserweight Champion. What a moment for Will Ospreay. Finally gets to prove that he is a deserving champion. And folks, we were going to have some words from Will Ospreay, but we have to get backstage right now, as we've been told that, look at this, Hunter and Hornet are actually, that's Keith Lee. They've approached Keith Lee, and of course, they're attacking Lee. You can't expect anything different, but hang on, look at this. That's Aleister Black. The world champion is out to save Keith Lee. What's going on? This is a grudge match, no doubt about it. I'm still trying to work out what we've just seen. Aleister Black actually preventing an attack on Keith Lee. We will try to catch up with him and get any words out of him that we can, but this certainly is a shocking turn of events. And in seeing that, we actually missed Will Ospreay's first words as champion, as he delivered an address to this fantastic crowd here in Colorado Springs. But we would be remiss if we didn't at least bring you some of that. So here is Ospreay after winning Cruiserweight Championship.
For months, Buddy Murphy held this division hostage. The world has looked at cruiserweights for so long as second-class citizens. The only professional wrestlers who need to be separated by their weight. That ends today. I'm going to earn that respect back for us.
Well, Ospreay certainly is a worthy champion. There's no doubt about that. And I'm sure we will talk a lot about Ospreay as things go on, trying to figure out what the deal is with the Cruiserweight Championship now. Just one episode remaining until Winterfest. This, however, is a grudge match in every sense of the word. Cody Rhodes trying to avenge Kenny Omega after Hangman Page put Omega in the hospital. Page, by the way, coming out with no alpha support. So I wonder if Page is kind of like the Lucha Brothers here in terms of being more of a mercenary. We'll find out in this grudge match. 10-minute time limit here in this bout. And certainly Cody Rhodes will do everything in his power to inflict damage on Hangman Page in the time that he has. Of course, Cody and Kenny Omega have been friends for many years, dating back to their time in Japan. And Cody evidently took Hangman's attack on Kenny Omega very personally. They were all members of the Elite for many years, traveled with each other on the road. So Cody definitely wants to avenge one of his best friends in Kenny Omega, who, by the way, has been discharged from the hospital but is still resting at home. You can see the disrespect there from Cody. It is interesting that Hangman has come out without any alpha support of any kind. It's not something I would have expected. The best I can assume is that he is he's done what the Lucha Brothers have done. He's more of a mercenary member than a full member of Alpha. That is the best that I can think of. Look at that, Cody with the DDT on the floor. And I mentioned that Cody wants to inflict as much damage as he can on Hangman, and he's doing it right now. And the fans cheering him on for it. This is a grudge match if I've ever seen one. And despite the fact disqualifications are on, countouts are on, still Cody Rhodes doing everything in his power to try to hurt the Hangman. And Adam Page looking to do the same to Cody. But Cody is just in another mindset right now. This is as good as I've seen him wrestle in the last year plus. Look at Page though. Hangman surprised Cody and gets him with that Death Valley driver. Yep, this is exactly what I was expecting from Hangman Page at this point. This is what I was expecting him to do. And now look at this, Page showing the power. You can't deny that this guy is talented. Massive flying lariat for the Hangman. Cody up into the corner and actually shakes off the chop there. Cody's been on the upper hand for most of this match, or he's had the upper hand, but yet Hangman Page still hanging in there, and just like we've seen, oh, look at this, Cody, crossroads to Page. Cody now has Hangman in trouble, hooks the far leg, and Page kicks out of the crossroads. Cody thought he had won it right there, but the Hangman hangs on. You know, we saw this with Matt Hardy, and we've seen it with Pac as well. You know, for whatever reason, joining Alpha, not only are you the beneficiary of, Alpha's strength and his numbers, big stuck pile driver from Page. So not only are you the beneficiary of all of that, but whatever Alpha does just puts you in another state mentally, and you just start wrestling at a much higher level. We saw it with Matt Hardy winning the Rumble on the Beach from number 8 and then going on to win the Intercontinental Championship with Ricochet's help. We saw it from Pac, who shockingly took the GAW Challenger briefcase and has since basically disappeared. We haven't seen much of him, and why would we? His teammate is champion. Aleister Black, he's aligned with Alpha, and he's the world champ. And I wonder if we're seeing the same thing from Paige. Massive snap power slam from Cody. Letting Paige know. Hooks the far leg now. Cody, and Paige kicks out. Again, Cody trying to prove to Hangman Page that he's messed with the wrong people, trying to go for crossroads again. And this time Page shakes it off. Cody, elbow straight to the forehead, and it's busted Page open. Look at this. Adam Page, massive back suplex. And again, Page with the taunting. He did this against Omega as well. This clearly for Adam Page is as good as he's felt since he's been in GAW. And Cody, cross body from Cody Rhodes. I thought maybe he was setting up another snap power slam there. And Cody actually goes for the cover after taking a breather, and Adam Page kicks out at 2. Page somehow looks confident even after he's been dominated for a lot of this match. Another crossroads from Cody. Cody now hooks the leg. This has to be it for Cody Rhodes, and it is. Cody Rhodes gets revenge for Kenny Omega, and by proxy, everyone who has been wronged by Alpha in the past. And Alpha did not let he didn't send any support for Hangman Page. Very, very interesting. Just let Page go out there and wrestle. And Page ran into a motivated Cody Rhodes. A motivated and singularly focused and pissed off Cody Rhodes. And that ended up being the end of things for Adam Page. Big crossroads from Cody, finishes it after Page had already kicked out of one earlier in the match. So I'm wondering what Alpha's motives may be for allowing Page to come out here, or if Page is indeed aligned with Alpha truly. It's hard to say. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Ricochet has come out. Ricochet has come out. Alpha didn't let Hangman Page on his own. Ricochet now has Cody in trouble. Ricochet, second rope Hurricane Rana. Alpha was not going to let Page do this on his own. And Cody now has to fight back against Ricochet, Alpha's hired gun. We've seen Ricochet do Alpha's bidding so many times. And he's doing it again here with Cody Rhodes. But Cody valiantly fighting back and actually turns Ricochet into a Boston Crab. And now Cody actually has the upper hand. This is what momentum will do for you. Crossroads to Ricochet. Cody Rhodes has actually fought off Ricochet after having already fought in a match. Unbelievable. That is what a killer mentality will do, and nothing puts you into that mentality more than seeing your best friend brutalized like he was. Good for Cody Rhodes.
Matt Hardy joined our cause because he was tired of losing. He found success. Pac joined our cause because he was tired of being disrespected. He found success. Aleister Black joined our cause because of the dangers of the Blade Runners. He found success. When you accept the age of Alpha, you will be accepting success. But there are some who believe success isn't the ultimate goal of the athlete and define it differently. One by one, these people will come to understand. Next episode, we will learn who will challenge Aleister Black at Winterfest. One by one.
My gotta say I'm in a better mood after watching Cody finally put someone from Alpha in his place, and now I'm in an even better mood. Wow, I can't even talk. Apparently, I'm in such a good mood. Watching Casey Catanzaro make her way out to the ring. Casey Catanzaro had the guts to challenge Ronda Rousey to a U.S. title match at Winterfest, and Rousey did exactly what you'd expect. She demanded that the match happen now. She said Casey Catanzaro not worthy enough to face Rousey at Winterfest. I disagree, and Catanzaro has the opportunity to prove everybody wrong right now. I can't imagine the mentality of Casey Catanzaro. You know, it's one thing to step up to Ronda Rousey and talk a big game, and she did. And I believe that she can back it up in the ring, but seeing Ronda Rousey make her entrance and knowing what she's done in the past, you know, that's a different level of intimidation that doesn't really exist outside of Asuka in the GAW women's division. Is Casey Catanzaro prepared to deal with Ronda Rousey right now? We are going to find out. Rousey has made her entrance alone. Still no Shayna Baszler, as Shayna's been dealing with Asuka for the past many weeks. She hasn't needed her before. This will be a very different test as the U.S. title is on the line. Catanzaro, the rookie, has her toughest test, obviously, here against Ronda Rousey. For as great as the GAW Academy is, whoa, look at that, the strength from Catanzaro. For as talented as so many in the GAW Academy are, Ronda Rousey is at a different level. So far, Catanzaro has came to play. Catanzaro may be the best athlete in GAW, although look at that, Rousey drops her onto the rope. Well, maybe Rousey can get a little bit of an advantage here. Again, Ronda not coming out with Shayna Baszler. She hasn't needed Baszler in any of her previous championship matches. Rousey now with the knee drop right onto the forehead. This is how Rousey gets control, but Catanzaro rolls out, and look at that, Catanzaro, head scissors takedown. Yeah, okay. I knew that was coming. Shayna Baszler is here. Baszler jawing with Catanzaro. Casey, you got to turn around. You got to turn around right now. That's some inexperience there from Casey Catanzaro. Rousey rolls her up, but Catanzaro kicks out. The inexperience, the moment getting to Catanzaro, and it nearly cost her the match. Shayna Baszler is here to support Ronda Rousey. This is the first time we've seen Baszler in Rousey's corner since Cyclone Denver, the finals of the U.S. title tournament. Catanzaro now. What's she doing? Catanzaro, oh my goodness, standing 450. Wow, half the men in GAW can't even do that. What an athletic performance from Casey Catanzaro. But Rousey using that strength and power. Rousey drops Catanzaro kicks out at one. Rousey dropped her with that modified Samoan drop, and now trying to get Catanzaro up for the suplex, and Catanzaro into the arm drag and the massive knee to the face. And Baszler knows that it's her turn to get involved. Baszler and Catanzaro jawing once again, and it allows Rousey to again use that power. Drop Catanzaro with a free fall Uranagi. Catanzaro has been absolutely terrific so far. I mean, I think the proof is in the pudding. Ronda Rousey has not needed, whoa, Catanzaro, a standing corkscrew moonsault. Catanzaro pins the champion, and Rousey kicks out. Ronda Rousey, in her 4 previous title defenses, has not needed the help of Shayna Baszler at all, no matter who she's faced. And yet here is Baszler to help Rousey deal with Catanzaro. I think that says it all. Catanzaro again on the wrong end of that free fall Uranagi, but kicks out at one. You can see Rousey approaching this match a little bit differently here, and certainly has respect for Catanzaro. You can tell by the way that she is approaching Catanzaro right now, methodically working over that arm, which she kind of has neglected to do against many of her opponents, feeling that the armbar might just be enough. But now Rousey really has targeted the arm of Catanzaro and is going to follow it with a massive stomp. Certainly Rousey understands the danger that Catanzaro possesses. Rousey from the top rope with the knee drop, and Catanzaro out of the way. Catanzaro using her terrific speed and now showing us a bit of her strength. Catanzaro, a former All-American gymnast in college, and then of course the most successful woman in the history of American Ninja Warrior. And she could be one of the most successful women in GAW. Rousey kicks out at 2. Whatever you want to say about Catanzaro, she has proved herself. She has proved her mettle tonight. The rookie in her first official match as part of the GAW main roster, trying to join Yunsan Park as the only two rookies to win a championship in their first official match in the company. Of course, we remember Yunsan Park when he did it earlier this year. He won the Cruiserweight Championship from Pac. Catanzaro has a tough test and now finds herself on the wrong end of a Samoan drop from Rousey. She used it to beat Lita, hooks the far leg, and Rousey has retained with the help of Shayna Baszler. No surprise here that Rousey has done that, given Catanzaro's status coming in as a rookie, but Catanzaro needed Shayna Baszler's help, and she hadn't needed that for any of her previous opponents. And now look at this, Ronda Rousey again going after Casey Catanzaro, and Shayna Baszler helping her. Unbelievable from Ronda Rousey. She didn't need to do this. Well, hang on, look at that's Dakota Kai. Kai is going to help Casey Catanzaro, and thank God we don't want to see Catanzaro's promising career be ruined by Rousey. And Rousey and Baszler duck out like cowards.
Here is your winner.
Wow.
We are just 2 episodes from GAW Winterfest, and that means it's time for our early holiday gift to you, the GAW faithful. The reveal of the first 3 teams in the GAW Christmas party. Remember, these are completely random, and the ultimate winner out of these 12 men will be rewarded with a World Championship opportunity. First up will be the team of former Intercontinental Champion Kofi Kingston and the grandson of a plumber, Cody Rhodes. Team 2 promises to be a fiery combination, as former Tag Team Champion Pete Dunne will team with TNA legend Suicide. And finally for today, a phenomenal combination of pure athleticism, as Hanson of War Machine locks arms with rookie sensation Yunsan Park. Keep an eye out next episode when we announce the final 3 teams.
Folks, we join you here for our main event with 3/4 of our competitors already in the ring. Edward Jack, Bobby Lashley, and Walter will square off, and a 4th man will square off in an elimination match to determine the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. And whoa, no way! Newly minted Cruiserweight Champion Will Ospreay pulling double duty after the match he had with Buddy Murphy earlier today. He is going to step in the ring with 3 other men to try to become the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. This must be what he meant by saying that he was going to bring the Cruiserweight Championship back, that he was tired of being ashamed of being a Cruiserweight. This is exactly what he meant, and you have to admire his heart and his guts, but does he have the physical ability to hang on in his second grueling match of the night? Let's find out in our main event elimination rules here in this 4-way match. This would be absolutely incredible if Ospreay would be able to pick up a win here, but like I said, he has to go through 3 other men, and it is not one fall. And look at this, Ospreay already could be in trouble here as Lashley setting up for the Dominator, and Ospreay able to drop him. Walter setting up for a power bomb, and Edward Jack gets out. All the men here instantly trying to end matches early. Look at this, Edward Jack power bomb onto Walter. Edward Jack has Walter in trouble now off that power bomb. Walter kicks out, Edward Jack rolls over, double leg Boston Crab. Walter in trouble, and he's able to use his superior strength. You got to question the strategy of Edward Jack to try to go for that with the size and strength of Walter. Ospreay now TKO onto Bobby Lashley. He used that same maneuver against Buddy Murphy, but Lashley, of course, a bit bigger. Ospreay now going against Jack, and Ospreay trying for the sliding elbow, and I think Jack got his knees up just in time, and that allows Walter now to work over the Pirate King. Ospreay now, look at that, hanging neck breaker onto Walter, and Ospreay has turned his attention to the biggest and scariest man in this match. And you can see just what I mean, single arm spine buster from Walter. And Walter again, using his strength. Walter, Jack going from the top with the leg drop. Walter crossbody onto Ospreay. You ever been hit by a bulldozer? I think that's what that felt like. Ospreay, oh my goodness, power bomb to Walter. Wow, Ospreay showing off the strength, and remember, Ospreay has already competed tonight. Ospreay now trying to lift Walter up, and he can't do it. Ospreay tried to get Walter up into the Stormbreaker, and he just couldn't lift the big man. Ospreay now could be in trouble. Massive German from Walter. Walter is a former challenger to the Intercontinental Championship, and trying to get there again. Jack now kick from the high seas. Wow, referee called for a rope break there, so Jack not able to get the pinfall, but Edward Jack coming off a win. Edward Jack coming off a win over former Intercontinental Champion Kofi Kingston. Ospreay standing Spanish fly onto Jack. Walter could be incapacitated for a little while now after that kick to the high seas. Or kick from the high seas, I should say. There is Walter back in the ring. All 4 men back. Massive uppercut from Ospreay. Ospreay goes for the cover. Walter hits Bobby Lashley with the powerbomb. Jack kicks out. Walter makes the cover, and Lashley is the first eliminated. No Conor McGregor to help him, and that just accentuates Bobby Lashley's struggles ever since he returned to the fold with Conor McGregor. Ospreay going for shooting star, and Edward Jack able to get his knees up, and now Walter could have Ospreay in trouble here, and Edward Jack actually gets the strike onto Walter. It looks like the 2 men are teaming up against a much bigger competitor. Well, that didn't last long, but they certainly did for the time being. Ospreay, brainbuster onto Edward Jack, and Ospreay now alone with Walter in the ring. So it has been a tough go for Bobby Lashley since McGregor entered the fold, and McGregor, uncharacteristically for him, has just been silent. The last we heard of him, he was refusing a challenge from Jay White. And that's it. And now Lashley first eliminated in this match. Who knows what will come of that pairing. Ospreay now flip DDT onto Walter. Ospreay going for the cover as Jack slides back into the ring. Ospreay has eliminated Walter. What a performance from Will Ospreay, and Jack avoided the suplex, turns it into a Northern Lights. What a performance. Ospreay has been terrific in this match, but Jack looking to end all that. Jack shooting star press. He calls it the crow's nest. And Jack hooks the leg. Ospreay kicks out. Jack, amazingly, Edward Jack feeling the fatigue. Ospreay is not. Ospreay has already competed tonight. This is an unbelievable performance. If Ospreay finishes this off, this is the type of performance that gets talked about for ages. Ospreay, again, TKO. This is the kind of performance that is referenced for decades. The kind of performance that people will ask, were you there? Did you see it? Did you watch it? This is going to be remembered for a long time if Ospreay pulls this off. 2 matches in one night, and Ospreay could do it here. Ospreay has Jack up. Ospreay for the second time tonight. Stormbreaker. Ospreay, has he done it? He has to. Ospreay, unbelievable. Will Ospreay, the aerial assassin. He is going to Winterfest. And he could be fighting twice there as well. After a Falls Count Anywhere match, one of the most grueling match stipulations in all of wrestling, Will Ospreay returns and fights in an elimination match, and he made 2 of the 3 eliminations. Unbelievable. Will Ospreay, your GAW Cruiserweight Champion, and now your Intercontinental Championship #1 contender. What a performance from Will Ospreay, and folks, one more episode until Winterfest. This is going to be so much fun. Winterfest is going to be awesome, so make sure you subscribe so you can see it. We appreciate you.